You're here because you saw the title, or maybe you just like me. No, it's probably the title. What's going on, everyone? Hayden here, coming back at you with the brand new video. And in this one, you already know, you saw the title. Again, YouTube's very simple. You see the title, you like the video, you click on the video, you watch the video. But this one's gonna be a little bit different. In this video, we're gonna talk about how you can build a business around Shopify dropshipping this year into the end of 2017 that's gonna make you X amount of money in 2018. Whether that's 30,000, 600,000, a million, whatever that number is for you, I'm gonna show you how to do it. We're gonna jump inside of my computer here in a second, but before we do that, you guys, I want you to know, just take this and run with it, okay? I know a lot of you guys watching this right now, maybe you haven't started your business, you're just getting started, you're making a little bit of money. That's awesome. Let's focus on taking that to the next level, whatever that next level is for you. Whether that's the first step or the 100th step, let's do it. And also, you guys, of course, I'd appreciate it if you drop a like if you get any value from the video at all, and join the family if you haven't already by hitting that nice link and subscribe button. Let's jump inside of my computer. Okay, so there's definitely a couple of things we're gonna be talking about, and I wanna keep it super logical and practical, but you guys, you should know this already. If you're putting in work for any business, trying to start anything, it takes work. It's very simple. You can't just wake up and a Shopify store is magically created. Sure, you could go buy one, and by the way, I do get people who ask me if they should buy a store. I say no. Reason being is because if you don't build the store, that means you didn't do the research on the products that are on there and even the overall niche. So that means you don't fully understand the audience, which in my opinion is a disadvantage when it comes to doing Facebook ads for the most part. Instagram you can kind of get away and cheat by, but I think it's a disadvantage, and I don't want to pay money to get a disadvantage, you know? I'd rather spend a few hours and just build it myself. So that's my thought on that. But you guys put in the work, you gotta build it. I think it's the perfect point. We'll talk about this transition point here in a second, what I mean by that. But this is the perfect time. You know, I've been saying this for the last month. The last month and for like the next 2 months is like the perfect window to really get things going. And so there's no excuse as to why you can't. And what I mean by this transition point, you guys, let's say you build your store. What are you gonna do? What I recommend you do right off the bat is, I'm gonna write this down for you, start with Instagram. Okay, and you guys who watch the videos, you know that's what I talk about, and that's because it's easier, it's faster, and it's simpler in my opinion. You have a much higher likelihood of actually hitting something that's gonna work with Instagram. Okay, and that's gonna tell you two things. First of all, the product works, and that was the right audience. So now you kind of have a sense of what's gonna work, and you know that any audience, or the audience that you just ran it to, will react better to that product if you can target it even deeper, even more, which is exactly what you can do over on Facebook. So let's say you get 50 to 100 sales. That's A, enough for a lookalike audience, but B, that is way more than enough to then go do cold targeting, which I mean just pick your interest and stuff, over on Facebook. Start testing different campaigns, because Facebook, let me give you a very practical thing. I would say throughout December and into the beginning of January, start with, I'm actually gonna write this, December through Jan, do IG. And then from there, transition to Facebook. But you guys, don't let transitioning into Facebook, this is actually where I went wrong, don't let yourself transitioning into Facebook take away from what was already previously working. So if you were making money with Instagram, don't stop doing that. Okay, keep doing what's working to get more data and more money, because you'll realize as you're getting started with Facebook, especially if you're brand new to it, it does take time, it is tough, and you do have to learn it, and there is a learning curve to it, and it's gonna cost not even just your money, it's a lot of time to learn it, in my opinion. It's tough, there's a lot of moving parts. So while you're doing that, still keep doing what was previously working over on Instagram. And if you think logically too about the time frame, we're coming into the end of the year, which means the new year's gonna start, which means Valentine's Day is coming up. I'm gonna hit that very, very hard. I'm very excited to see how that does. Just because I'm mostly doing Facebook at this point, but I'm gonna revert back to Instagram while still doing Facebook, because it's free money. It's pretty much free money, and you'll realize that. Your Facebook, you know, Facebook's running, doing all these campaigns and stuff, that's great. You go do a shout out, boom, turn 20 bucks into 100 bucks. Once you figure out how to do it and you have the, I'm gonna call it clientele, once you have the list of influencers to work with and you know the picture, the ad copy, and the product that works, which you'll determine that based on testing, it's literally free money. And I think you'll realize that very quickly. So I'd say start with Instagram. It's very simple, it's practical. You can hit something that works by the end of this month, and that'll tell you what products are working. Then from there, start learning Facebook and really implementing that into 2018. Okay, within reach, you guys. In the title, I think I put 630,000. Okay, that's within reach. It's a good amount of money, it really is. But it's also not unrealistic. I know people who have started a business in February of this year and they've already grossed over $1 million. So it's like, it really just depends on you, and that comes down to consistency and consistent progression. You're not just gonna start having never done e-commerce, okay, boom, 2,000 a day. I think you need about 2,000 a day roughly to hit 630,000 in a year. Okay, a little less. you're not just gonna start out doing that if you've never done it. You're not gonna hit 2K every single day all year if you've never done it. So you start with $100 a day. But once you figure out how to make 100 a day, it's really not that much different to go from 100 to 200, 200 to 500 to 1,000, 10,000. So obviously there's a cap when it comes to your niche product and audience size, but it's really just that consistency. Shopify is a decently volatile business model. You know, you see people going from 250,000 months down to only 7,000. I've seen that from my friends, and it's insane. I don't want that. That would really, really mess with my head. I'm not a huge risk taker like that, and I don't want that volatility. So for me, figuring out how to get that consistency is everything, but I wouldn't just want to make 2,000 every single day all year. Let's say I started out January 1st, and I made $2,000 every single day through January. I would not want to be at that same point in December, because you want constant progression. So, you know, figure out how to, you know, get Instagram going, then get Facebook. You're making $100 a day. Transition that to 200, 300. Ideally, by the end of the year, you're making a couple thousand a day. So it's within reach. It's a realistic goal. It is I'm not going to say a lofty goal, but it's out there. It's a good amount of money. So obviously not all profit, but I think it's something you can hit. Obviously determine that number for you, because everybody's different. My goals, I guarantee you, are not the same as yours. I have them written down on my whiteboard every single day. Now I'd write down my goals every single day, which I don't think I've told you guys. I don't put that on my whiteboard. I write that out in a notebook. But just having your goals in sight, you guys, I think that's one of the best things I can tell you. If you want to do e-commerce, it's a great business model. It's a lot of fun, and there's a stupid amount of money to be made. That's a fact. So I definitely recommend jumping in, getting started, testing it out. I know a lot of you guys already have your stuff going. Maybe you have 1 sale, 3 sales, no sales. So I know a lot of you at that point where it's just kind of starting to get things going. You're trying to create that momentum. I would recommend focusing on Instagram, especially this time of the year. People are just buying stuff like this. It's insane, left, right, up, down. It's just crazy the amount of money flying around. Shopify alone, Shopify, the platform itself, did $1 billion with a B, $1 billion in sales on Black Friday alone. Like, that's a ridiculous, that's from drop shipping. So $1 billion. You're telling me you can't make 1,000? Like, just tap into that huge river with your little straw and take a piece. Sip some of that out. It's very simple. You know, it's not easy, it's simple. That's what I always say, you guys know that. But it's within reach, you guys. You can build your business. If you haven't, I mean, Shopify is one of the, in my opinion, one of the best things because it's such a low startup cost. You know, like if you want to start your store, it's free. You know, I'll leave a link down below. Free 14-day trial. Okay, you want to get your apps, it depends on the app, but free 2-day trial, 7-day trial, there's 2-week trials, 30-day trial. So it really gives you that period of grace, that grace period to test and really see what works and what doesn't. And Instagram's not that expensive. You know, sure, you can go pay, what is it, Kim Kardashian does it for 1.5 million. It's 300,000 to 1.5 million for a Kardashian shout out. It could definitely be more. So you're not gonna start with that. You're gonna start with 10 to 20, $30 shout outs. Kind of in that range, 50 to like 500,000 followers. So it's not like you're risking a lot of money. And at the same time, if you spend 20 bucks on a shout out, you're not risking $20. Because if you pick the right page, you know the product, and you did the right preparation in advance, you're not gonna lose the $20. At worst case, you'll break even. That's how I like to structure things. Again, I'm not big on taking risks. I'm a very logical and practical thinker. So you guys, go out, create those results for yourself, figure out what you have to do in order to get there. Buy a whiteboard, buy 100 whiteboards, cover your walls. Go just use a marker on your wall. Write down exactly what you have to do to get there, reverse engineer it, and create a game plan. I can't even stress that enough because this is a crazy profitable business model. And I'll tell you something too, it is a lot of fun. You know, I have a couple AliExpress products right here in my desk just from old stores and whatnot, different things I've tested. Actually, let me see if I have one. I can show you one. I will show you one. Right here. Husky iPhone case. These did pretty well. I ordered it to take my own photos because the AliExpress photos sucked. So that was a product that did pretty well. Probably just made a few thousand off that. I don't do that anymore. And actually a lot of you guys are saying, oh, you know, I do phone cases. What pages should I advertise on? No, I will never do phone cases as a niche. I will do phone cases inside of a niche, like a dog phone case, because then you market it to the dog audience. You know, on Facebook, people don't even understand the basics of Facebook. Like, you don't just target people like dogs. Because I mean, actually my buddy's in the other room, he has an Android. Like, what the hell? I mean, first of all, no, you need iPhones. But you can literally target people who have iPhones and the specific size and model iPhones that will fit your case. So stuff like that, you guys, I don't know, there's just a lot going on, a lot of stuff to think about, but at the same time, it's fairly simple. Get started, whatever that looks like for you, just figure out how to do it because you will want to. You know, you're gonna regret not doing it. I regret not putting more money into Bitcoin. Little things like that. Don't miss out on stuff. Take advantage of the opportunities. Again, I'm gonna leave that link down below to the free trial. I know a lot of you guys don't even know about it or haven't even started your store. So leave that to you. I'm also gonna link the free Facebook mastermind group. We're about to hit 10,000 people inside of there. It's absolutely insane. A lot of value being tossed around every single day. With that being said, you guys, I hope you enjoyed the video and got some value out of it. If you did, drop a like down below. Let me know. Join the family by hitting that nice link and subscribe button, and I will see you guys tomorrow in the next one. Peace.